Today we are unboxing this iPhone case from Zeera. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Ronan. I make vlogs and I make product and tech reviews, and in today's video we are unboxing this iPhone case from a company called Zeera. So Zeera recently reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to unbox this case on my channel here for you guys. So I haven't paid any money for this case. Zeera just sent it to me so that I can review it for you guys here on the channel. So I'm gonna open it up now and see what it's like, see what I think about it, and let you guys know whether or not I think it's actually worth buying. So first things first, let's just open this up and see what it is like out of the box. If I just open this up. So this is the case. There's very little packaging. There's just a cardboard sleeve essentially to keep the case safe. So I don't need this anymore. Straight away, first impressions of this case are that it looks nice. It kind of has a rubbery texturized feel to it. It's also semi-transparent, so you will be able to see like the sort of main cover of the phone inside it. Around the camera bump here, it says 100 focus pixels, and that is in either corner, here and here. This case is actually for the iPhone 13 Pro, which is the iPhone that I use, and it's the iPhone that I have right here. Zeera make this case for the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 13, 13 Pro, 14 and 14 Pro. So given that the iPhone 15 is right around the corner, they will have an updated version of this case for the iPhone 15 as soon as it launches. But I think the next thing now that I need to do is see exactly what this case is like when it's on the phone. So straight away, first thing I can tell you is that it fits the phone absolutely perfectly. So there's no kind of gaps or anything here really that I can see. Lines up perfectly with the phone. There is one thing actually, now that I see it here, just at the top here, there's a tiny little sliver of the bezel or like the metal edge on the phone that I would have thought would have been covered, isn't. Maybe if I put it in top side first, it'll go in a bit better. The rubber here is quite soft, so maybe that's the reason why, or maybe it just needs to bed in, or maybe it's just not 100%. So you can see just a little sliver of the metal at the very top of the phone. A couple of other things to note about this case. So the volume up and down buttons are actually covered with this case, and they protrude quite a bit, so it means that they're quite easy to press, and by pressing them I can feel like there's good action when I press these two buttons here, and the same goes for the power button when I press that down as well. So the buttons that are on the outside of the case to kind of protect the buttons that are on your phone seem to work really nicely, and there's a good action. So what's good about those is it means that if the phone does take a fall or a knock or anything, those buttons will be fully protected because of these little plastic buttons here that are built into the case. And then for the mute button, that's just exposed, so there's just a little hole in the rubber kind of bumper on the edge here so that you can access this as and when you need to. Also, along the bottom, there's a cutout for your charger port, and then there's a cutout for your two speakers and microphone area here. And again, to me, these look like they're pretty perfectly lined up. And then also, what's really cool about this case is we have this MagSafe ring here. So I'm a big fan of MagSafe, and I use MagSafe for charging my phone. I also use MagSafe with this wallet here, and I use this when I'm out and about. So this actually connects very nicely to my phone, and like that's pretty secure. So that's really good that this works nicely with my wallet. And then also I have this charger from Pataka as well. I just want to attach this and see how well it fits. So actually, yeah, again, this magnetizes really nicely onto my MagSafe charger. Feels like it's quite secure, and equally if I put this in landscape mode, yeah, that feels like it's quite secure there. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. So from that point of view, the MagSafe ring on this case seems to work really, really nicely. When Zeera contacted me and asked me if I wanted to review this case, the reason that I actually said yes was because this ring here has a little hinge, so you can just get your nail under and pull this out. And what I like about this is it means that you can actually use the case as a stand. And your phone stands up so that you can, you know, if you're watching a movie or you're watching YouTube videos or anything like that, this case will work perfectly. You don't need anything extra. You don't need to try and find a way to prop your phone up. So that's something that I really, really like. And then also because of this, it means that you can kind of pull this out. If you're out and about, you can just kind of have a finger through it. So it just means you have like slightly better grip on the phone. If you like go to drop it or anything, it's not gonna fall. So not kind of quite as secure as something like a pop socket, but similar kind of idea. And then lastly, this bends all the way down like this, so that again, I can stand the phone up in portrait mode. And again, what I really like about that is if I'm using my phone for FaceTime, I can just, again, whip out the little ring, stand my phone up, and I don't have to worry about like what I'm gonna prop my phone up with. So that is really the reason that I agreed to review this case. And the things that I will say about this are, this ring actually, like the hinge on this is quite stiff, which is really, really nice. So because what would be really annoying was if that hinge was quite weak and became quite loose and this was just falling out all the time, you wouldn't want that with the case. But it's actually really, really stiff and it's really nice. And then one last thing to note just about the camera bump here. Camera bump here is actually nice and big, and it comes up to actually slightly above the camera lenses. So what's good about that is if I put the phone down on a table like this, or if the phone falls and lands on the lenses, there's actually a lip that comes up above the lenses. So that should hopefully protect those from any impacts if you were to drop your phone. On the whole, I have to say, I quite like this case. I'm going to use this for a few weeks and see what it's like kind of more practically. I'm going to see how the hinge on this ring holds up, and I just kind of want to see what it's like on the phone over time. But initial thoughts on this case are, I think it's really nice. I really like the texture and the feel of the case on the phone. Kind of gives it like a vaguely rubberized texture, so it makes it feel like it's not too slippy. Like, it is still a little slippy, I won't lie, but it's not super slippy, and it's easier probably to grip than the phone with no case. And I like kind of how it looks like it will really protect my phone from kind of falls and bashes and that kind of thing. A couple of things that I don't really like about this straight off the bat are just, it feels kind of bulky, and compared to this case, it probably isn't any bigger, but because this, whatever kind of rubberized material this plastic case is made from, this is a little bit grippier when it's on your phone than this case. This does feel just a tiny bit slippier. And then the other thing that I don't love about this case straight away is just this little bit at the top where it feels like the rubber is just coming up a tiny little bit, and I can see like a sliver of light reflecting against the metal kind of casing on my phone. And just one other thing to mention is you can kind of see the Apple logo through the center of this ring, which I do quite like. Given that it's not fully transparent, it's sort of difficult to see the Apple logo, and if I'm being honest, I prefer if you could see the Apple logo a little bit more clearly than you can, but I do like the fact that you can still kind of see the Apple logo through the back of the case. And I've just gone on to the Zeera website here, and it says here that the Zeera Clear MagSafe Case Gen 2 will be available for the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Pro lines as well once they launch. So as I said already, if you're looking to get the new iPhone, this case would actually be available for that when the new iPhone launches. So I'm gonna leave a link in the description below if you're interested in checking this case out. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that, but if you're interested in picking up one of these cases normally cost $39.99 US. There's currently a sale on, it seems. So actually, if you buy this case right now, it's currently $26.99 US. Like, even with the couple of little negatives that I've mentioned, for $27, it's still really, really good value. But yeah, that is what this Zeera MagSafe case is like straight out of the box. So I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you've liked it. If you do, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.